You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Wepa, what up, mi gente? It's your boy, Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. Today, we're talking some indie comic goodness based on the following casework. Ooh, we're going to start getting some detail. I mean, homie here is a writer at Arcane Inkdustries. Don't you love that name? So fire. Dig it. I mean, homie is an independent creator. He's just killing it. He has made his return to Kickstarter. Oh, snap. We're going to get the deets on that too. Let me introduce this amazing writer, creator, the one, the only, the uber talented Mr. Jack Holder. Wepa, kiddo, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Al. Thank you so much for having me on here. It's great to be here with you.
Brother, thank you for coming on, man, because I see you got some awesome comic goodness. Shout out to Big Kev Ink Studios out there. Yo, y'all doing y'all thing. So, Kevin, thank you for connecting me with Mr. Holder right here. We're going to get into it, though, because I love the picture here when they send me Jack Holder returns to Kickstarter with the new series. Like, whoa, that sounds like this is a legendary creator that has been bossing Kickstarter since its inception, apparently. So we're going to get some deets on that. But let's start with the origin story, Jack. I need to know, homie, where you from? Where you hail from? Where you born at?
Oh, so I'm about as pasty-faced white boy as you're probably gonna find. Born in Wisconsin, but I've spent almost 30 years of my life just outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I'm not born and raised, but I've been raised up around Beantown, and I graduated high school here. I got my master's here. I met my wife and married here. And
hey, so Boston been good to you?
Boston's been great to me. And
I used to live in Blackstone. I used to live in Blackstone, Massachusetts.
There we go.
Yeah, so I know.
Everyone worth knowing has spent some time in Massachusetts.
Yeah, brother. Let me tell you. Thanks to Massachusetts, I discovered a beef barn. Oh my God. I so miss a beef barn. Does not exist in Florida. And if you have not been to a beef barn, Jack, please go to a beef barn. Some dope ass little steak sandwiches. Oh my God, so delicious.
We've got those, and you get just outside the city, then you get to the farm to table restaurants that are all around up here. Yeah. And they're right next to homebrewed distilleries. So you'll get like, hi, we made this barbecue sauce with the rum that we made on site. And
let me tell you, in Massachusetts, there's no way you could walk out in a straight line out of any restaurant or place you go to. Because let me tell you, it is good cooking, and hell yeah, they love to pass the liquor. Wepa! I dig it. So, kiddo, talk to me then. You growing up then, I mean, how young were you when you moved to Mass? The family moved to Mass?
3.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what's Wisconsin?
Right. Well, I look at Wisconsin now. I'm like, hey, you gave me an addiction to cheese. It only took 3 years, but after that, I'm happy just to be here with my seafood and my Irish whiskey.
Oh my God, yeah, bro! I can't mess with you then, bro. All that means, folks, is that Jack will drink me under the table. Apparently, I cannot mess with that whiskey, boy. That shit is dangerous. You know, I'm mega on that. So, talk about then growing up. Who got you loving pop culture? Was it mommy, daddy, titi, a friend, or was it self-discovery? How did you even get acclimated into this wonderful world of pop culture?
Oh, it was such a weird. Well, my parents were are both big, just book readers, fantasy books, and so I was growing up. They got me the first Harry Potter when it came out in '97. I was 7 years old.
You have a first edition.
I have a second edition, which is still pretty. What the heck?
Yes, it is.
And I grew up loving fantasy, but it was always books. And oh yeah, you're not going to get involved in comics. There's not going to be some amazing pop culture revolution coming around at turn of the millennium. And then X-Men starts happening, then Spider-Man starts happening. I get into college 08, just as Robert Downey Jr. is kicking ass as Iron Man, reviving his career. And I'm constantly being like that fantasy book nerd. But 2012, one of my best friends up at college is like, hey, you got to come down to the comic shop with me. There's this artist doing the signing for Angel and Faith, that spin-off puppy. Yeah. Rebecca Isaacs. And I'm like, but I'm not really that into comics, but screw it. It's just 20 minutes away to this comic shop. And when I say getting into things weirdly, my real introduction to comics was right there around that time. It was 2011. And the reason I got into it was, I really want to start getting into reading some comics, reading some mainstream comics, but I'm always intimidated. And Double Midnight Comics, the guys there are like, so by the way, DC is about to completely revamp their entire lineup with the new 52.
What
and
timing?
So, yep. And I came in to reading comics through the new 52. Looking back, I'm like, oh my God, this was such...
Not all of it, because for me, out of the new 52, my favorites, not for nothing, were Swamp Thing, Animal Man, and Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. I was like, holy shit. You're talking about life, death, everything started working together. I mean, Yannick Paquette on motherfucking Swamp. I mean, it was just gorgeous. I thought that was the best of it. Obviously, we got introduced to Court of Owls through New 52, so shout out to Snyder on that. You know what I mean? So bringing new stuff to the Batman mythos. So a lot of good things came out of New 52, I think. But a lot of people want to keep shitting on. I mean, definitely no composite Superman. That was whack. They had its whack stuff, but those three, Frankenstein, Swamp Thing, Animal Man, I was like, and then just as nice, the fourth would be the Batman mythos. I think they did some cool shit there.
Oh yeah, and I would add Demon Knights over there when they were Magnificent Seven. In a medieval fantasy, I'm like, just give me more books like this. And because it's so hard to find good medieval fantasy comics.
Well, DC's trying right now. They're doing this whole medieval fantasy comic, but with the Trinity. I forget the title, but it's current.
Is it Dark Knights of Steel?
I think it is. Yes. I think it is.
Yeah.
They have that medieval Game of Thrones shit going on there. That's up your alley. I mean, for me, I've never even watched Game of Thrones. So, hey, who am I to talk? Right? People tell me, how dare you, Al? I'm like, you have to see that fucking wedding. I'm like, I will. Let me catch up. I just caught up to Pacific Black, my Transformers, all the Marvel shows. It takes time, folks. I'm limited. I got to talk to amazing people like Jack, so it cuts into my viewing time.
there's too many things right now. Like, I'm sorry. There are way too many amazing things. Like, I have a 9-month-old. And
hey, congrats. 9 months, little Holder Wepa. Salute, kiddo.
Exactly. So I'm not watching most of the bloodiest, goriest cursing stuff until like 9 o'clock at night. We're catching up on like way too many things. It's a great time to be a nerd.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. You have Wheel of Time going on right now. Robert Jordan's epic. At the same time, you've got Cobra Kai going into its 5th season.
Who would have thought that shit was gonna be so dope? I mean, I went into it happy season 1, like, oh wow, because when I visit, I think you should know this if you are a convention person. But,
I love cons.
I mean, homie was selling Cobra Kai since before Cobra Kai existed. And you know who I'm talking about, Johnny. Johnny's the actor that plays Johnny.
Zapka.
Yeah, Zapka. Billy. So when he was selling to me Cobra Kai before it came out, he was telling me, "Yeah, I have this in the works," and then to see it like 2 years after he told me those words, I was like, "Oh shit, he did it!" And then I just fell in love. My wife has not watched one episode. I'm like, "Yo, how could you not watch this Karate Kid? This is like epic, son."
So, I honestly look at Cobra Kai and people probably look at it going, "Oh, it's Karate Kid stuff. It's not that intelligent." I'm like, this has some of the most brilliant writing and character development I've ever seen. And I'll tell you why. Because even with your villains, you understand them, but instead of going the whole CW crap of, "Oh, you need to love the villains," no, you're like, "Hey, I hate you. I understand you, but
I want to hate you. Let me hate you."
And one of my favorite things that both Karate Kid and Cobra Kai did that was absolutely amazing to me that no one does is actually interrogate what the hero does as well.
Oh, yes.
Because you see that in all sorts of pop culture and all sorts of fiction, it's okay because the hero did it. And
no, it's not okay. I'm a villains fan, so you're talking to a villain over here. I love villains. I mean, wait till I move from here because I've been taking them down, but I'm going to have about 2 shows worth of villainous characters, more so than heroes, because that's what I love. I mean, they have the best arcs, and they really are just broken people trying to, or characters, if you will, just trying to make their lives better.
That's one of the things like I want to try and attack as well in my own writing and what I do, because we get into this problem for heroes where it's like, why does someone break bad? I'm like, well, why does someone stay good?
Hell yeah.
Les Miserables, Jean Valjean, Hugh Jackman's character. Like, why, when you're consistently getting screwed, do you still try to do good? I'm like, that's my arc. But there are some really great villains that you're like, oh my God, I want to learn more about. Lex Luthor, constantly. Yeah. I want more Lex Luthor.
Have you ever read the miniseries, the Luthor miniseries that kind of like, by the end of the story, what?
Brian
the one by the end of it, you kind of see how tied in Lex Luthor is to the House of L.
Yeah.
That shit fucked me up when I read that Luthor. I was like, yo, this is sick. And what a twist. At the end, kind of, okay, so the House of L represents, read it, folks. That shit is wild, let me tell you. Wild. But I dig it because I think villains need that type of story. I mean, they're the most interesting. Heroes get boring. Especially like you said, when we don't dive into the whys of why they're doing what they do, it gets very fucking boring. Oh, just because it's justice. What the fuck is justice? Justice is very black and white, and it's actually very gray. That's what it is. It's very gray.
One of the things I think we have such a big problem with heroes, especially in like the big 2 comics, is because they do justice, which really just means status quo.
Yeah, bro.
And because these major houses don't want to change anything. They want to keep every major comic going on as close to reality as possible, which means we're not going to actually dive into change the world sort of thing, which is why books that are from more of the indies, like even just Image, Invincible, hey, we're going to change the world and we're going to deal with changing the world. Suddenly the hero becomes a lot more interesting.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Because you're not literally the placeholder. I'm going to make sure everything stays right where it is. Because that's what a hero's job is. Superman's job isn't to fix the world.
No, it's not.
It's to keep Mayberry.
I love it. Love it.
Keep everything going on. And so you'll have these brilliant writers come along and go, hey, let's challenge Jon Stewart about what and Hal Jordan, how they're intergalactic cops, but they're not actually helping anywhere here at home.
No, I mean, Jon Stewart's arc, I mean, he destroyed a fucking planet and killed millions of species, if you will. I'm not going to call them people because they were aliens, so I can't use that. But he killed, millions of species on the planet if you read that story arc with Jon Stewart. So he really has one of the biggest redemption arcs. I mean, I know Hal Jordan was fucked up, but I don't think Hal Jordan destroyed a planet. Jack is thinking like, I know Hal Jordan been fucked up, but I don't think he can destroy the planet.
I'm like, well, Parallax was pretty screwed up, and depends on how you describe.
Oh yeah, Parallax was a fucked up, awesome character too. I mean, wouldn't he be the ultimate boss for the Yellow Lanterns? Right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So many stories there to be told yet. So let's get into it, Jack. Here we are. We're diving into our fandoms and stuff. But this is about you. Talk to me about when you started taking creative steps. Because here you are, because you just made me feel old. Like, you didn't get into comics until New 52. And here I am, my old ass been collecting comics since like 82 and shit. You know what I mean? So talk to me about you taking those creative steps. And even before that, did you have a tribe while you were growing up in Mass? Did you find like-minded kids, or were you kind of the lone wolf?
I was totally the lone wolf. You know how it is. Like, people, I know I'm young. I'm 32. I'm still young by
yeah, baby, brother. Forget about it.
But I do want to tell people who were born after 2000, hey, when you were a fantasy or a comics nerd back in the day, just like late 90s, early 2000s, you were by yourself. Like, you were not the popular kid. If I had rolled into high school in a Deadpool sweatshirt or a Superman sweatshirt and the movie wasn't about to show up, there were going to be comments. If I showed up in a Lord of the Rings cloak, even with the movie going on, I was getting my ass beat.
Oh, wow. Not me. I mean, look at my mug growing up in New York. Like, yeah, fuck with me. I'm like, go ahead. I'll beat you with my comic. Well, as I read it, as a matter of fact. But I grew up in a culture in the 80s where I was lucky. Going back to 86, which is my earliest memory, I actually had a tribe in elementary school. Wow. Going into junior high school. Going into high school where me and my boy would cut, especially when Images came out, and we had a local shop, and we're like, yo, we got to get there before everybody gets out. So we would cut class to pick up everybody. I graduated high honors too, so I wasn't a stupid motherfucker, trust me. But I knew when to cut, and me, except my boy, he would always get caught. I would see the door open and the door close, and then he comes out the other door, and all I hear from him, run, security. Oh shit. So I've always had awesome stuff. So you unfortunately didn't have that, huh?
I did not.
Oh man.
I really started developing that sort of tribe stuff after with conventions. Once I actually started getting.
What was your first convention? I need to know now.
My first convention, honestly, was Massive Comic-Con 2016.
Wow, you're a fucking newbie, even conning. My God.
I tried to dive as much headfirst as I could in, but and I wanted to actually see it before I started selling books at con tables. I'm like, I need to actually know what I'm getting into.
So you wanted to start creating even before you knew what the industry was.
Exactly.
Wow, bro. All right. We need to get into that, baby. Because we're gonna follow this Arcane Inkdustries. We're gonna get into the creation of this baby. So talk to me about those creative endeavors when you first started taking them. What inspired it, and how did it feel when you first took those steps?
Oh golly, like I was involved in trying to do writing way before I got into comics.
Okay.
Middle school, like 2003, 2004. I'm reading Aragon by Christopher Paolini.
Oh, damn.
This big old
Bible,
epic fantasy of a book. And I'm reading this, my 12, 13-year-old behind going, man, this is really interesting. I wish I could write something like this. And you get to the back and it's like, and it's written by this kid named Christopher Paolini. And by kid, he's 19. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, that first
You wrote
book.
that at 19?
Exactly.
I mean, but if you think about it, probably 17, 18 by the time he got it done. Holy shit.
And
wow.
Self-published.
God bless.
And so I'm looking at this going, okay, if he's doing this, that really gave me permission to start figuring out that sort of thing. So fast forward to mid 2010s, and I'm starting to try and get my own comic stuff out. I've been writing prose and novels for like almost a decade at this point.
Oh,
but
damn.
I love writing comics. It is such a different beast, and it's a collaborative thing.
So talk to me. How so different is it from prose then?
Oh golly. Like
he goes, holy shit. You really have time for this on the show today?
I'm gonna just condense it down because that's what it is. It's the premium of space and pages. Anyone in the comics industry will know that every extra page can cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars to both to produce and to print. Like, you really want to make sure that anything you can pack into 2 pages, don't make it 3 pages. If you can put it in one, put it in one. If you can put it in half a page, and you're always condensing it down.
So how did you learn that though? Because here you are, you're telling me you're coming from a prose world, stepping into comics. I mean, what was that learning curve like?
It actually felt comforting and releasing. I'm one of those weird fantasy guys that I'm like, okay, I don't like 6-page descriptions about a tree. I would like to get into the fun magic, and I'd like to get into the battle.
You want to get it done. Get into it.
Yeah. I love.
You sound like a typical man, right? Hey, just get it done, baby.
And so once I started getting into comics and like, hey, the description here is for the artist, it's not for the audience. It became so much easier. And then I could focus on writing really crisp dialogue, not focusing on, oh, I need to fill in more pages. Oh, I need to talk about the smell of the cave. No, I need to be developing my relationship with my artists to ensure that this is the best book possible, because that's what's going to do it a lot more than giving someone a 50-page script for a 24-page comic.
So talk about that. Because again, you have this Kickstarter project, folks. Yes, Arcane Inkdustries. I love that goddamn name. All right. I mean, homie got a project out right now. It is funded, but he got 64 hours to go. So let's get her done, folks. I'm gonna be showing the project off in a minute. But I want to talk about what the image says here. It says Jack Holder returns to Kickstarter with a new series. So talk to me about that crowdfunding, your first steps in it, and any learning curves for people that are also trying to learn how to crowdfund, because it looks like you've been doing this like a pro for a minute. So talk to me.
Absolutely. So my first project, they're unfortunately human. I like to describe it as both a great success and a monumental failure.
Why? What happened?
Well, the book didn't get made. So we funded, and it was with an artist that I was going to, we did a 6-page ash can. It was my first comic ever. I'm like, yes, we're going to make a full 24-page comic, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And the artist just dropped off the map. And it was after, and I learned, and it's true, a lot of people, you do learn a lot about yourself and a lot of tips for the industry through your mistakes. Like, I had paid him way too early, so I couldn't recover that.
Oh, fuck.
Exactly. I ended up having to refund everyone there. And so it was like
Damn.
pretty much a $2,000 loss for me. Which,
oh my god, $2,000 for a starving artist. That shit is not fucking easy money, man. For real, I get it.
It hurt, and
wow.
I ended up going back to doing a lot more with novels and short stories. I got them illustrated, and
you got a bad taste in your mouth after that a little bit, huh?
Exactly. I wanted to almost do a reset for myself and get myself to a point where I not only could I trust an artist to do good work, but I could trust myself to have the business smarts and actually set everything up.
So,
and
what was that learning curve like then?
It was rocky. For people coming into Kickstarter for the very first time, it's going to seem daunting in the comics. And in the comics side of Kickstarter, there's anywhere between 200 to 300 projects going on literally all the time.
Yeah.
And you're going to be when you're starting off, you're like, all right, I really want to just raise like $1,000, and you're going to be up against, and it's going to feel like you're up against the people who are making $300,000 in their campaigns, and they're doing amazing variants, and they worked with everyone. I'm like, what you're really trying to figure out with Kickstarter is, how do I develop my audience before I hit that launch button? How do I actually get enough material together so I'm not coming out here going, hey, pay me sight unseen for a book?
Yeah. Basically, you're not behind the curve. You're trying to get ahead of it and make sure that they know, like, this is going to get made.
Exactly. And since that Unfortunately Human book, every single one of my Kickstarters and one Indiegogo, every single one of them is funded, and all the books have either been made or they're in production right now. Like, I've got one issue for a different comic series that the book should be arriving in like within the week.
Woo! Look at you kicking ass. Wait a minute. So you have one that you're shipping, and then you're doing another one already? Homie, don't play, son.
This was this year for me for Kickstarters. Like, I had the first issue for an epic fantasy series, Legends of the Realm. We had the fourth issue here for the following Casework. That's going on right now.
Yes,
we're trying to do.
I'm gonna show that baby.
We're gonna do, and I'm hoping to do 3 more before the end of the year. And
3 more.
It's, you know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta get all your ducks lined up in a row, and you take your shot.
Homie is not playing, folks. He's keeping it real for real. All right, so I definitely do want to show some stuff, because he got this dope project out right now, right? So let's start getting into the project now, because I need people to start sending you money. Because you can see, this is an amazing independent creator, real talk. You know what I mean? So, folks, you guys got to see this. Oh my God, look already with the art. Jesus Christ, you're killing me already just on that initial page. But folks, check out to the trailer to this amazing Kickstarter project going on right now. You're gonna want to throw your money behind this. Trust me. All right, so check it out, folks. It's dope.
What is the difference between the magical and the miraculous? When does faith become poison? And how does one find truth in a world that bends reality to suit the needs of the powerful? Hi, my name is Jack Holder, and I am so happy to return to the following Casework with our 4th Kickstarter in this exciting series. Come with us and dive into an urban fantasy of faith in the 21st century. Gods as we know them have all disappeared from the face of the earth. But in the world of today, belief is making a comeback. For Titus time, it is a time to see wonders and the new faces of divinity. For those around him, faith and magic bring their own sets of trials, tribulations, and pains. If you haven't had a chance to jump into the following casework, I can't wait to welcome you into this world. It is similar to the one we walk through every day, filled with new tales of wonderment. You'll meet Bev, a punk elf hoping to find her place in a world that doesn't want to believe in magic. There's Grace Hitchens, a school teacher who wants to be believed in less and less. And Titus, a man who sees the world for all its beauties and stains. There are a ton of amazing books that you can add, from the prose works to new fantasy and faith comics, all produced by yours truly. So make sure you reserve your copy of the following casework today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this series. Many blessings to you today.
Hey! And Jack just hit me on the side. He's like, oh my God, do I hate watching myself? And not for nothing, so do I. I hate watching myself too. Sometimes like, oh my God, Al, shut the fuck up. Who is this guy? I love it. So talk to me. Tell me the story and all, bro, because this actually looks like a real kick-ass project. Talk to me about the whole inspiration and everything, because this baby is live right now on Kickstarter. And folks, I need you to see this. Look how dope this is, right? He seeked 1884 out of a $1,500 goal. Congratulations for getting funded. Salute to you. Much. I mean, with 78 backers, he got 64 hours to go. So, folks, you better start opening that wallet and start making it rain. So, talk about it. What is the story about? Who are the characters in the story in the following casework? Is this what I think it is? Talk to me.
All right. So, the following casework is, I like to call it urban mythological fantasy here. So, the premise is 2,000 years ago, all gods disappeared from the face of the earth. Okay. But the power of belief doesn't just go away. And it's been building and building and building. And now in the 21st century, it's just started to explode into new gods. So the following, as in like Twitter followers, casework, you have our two main characters, theological investigator T. Titus Time, who's constantly he's going from unexplained phenomena.
What's his first name though? Because you got T. Titus Time, triple T. Oh shit, yo, dangerous. T to the third power. I could already see the signature. I love it.
Exactly. He's that strange mix of like Fox Mulder and the Doctor from Doctor Who. Just, I'm really excited about investigating all these things because I really want to believe. Next to him is a punk elf hacker named Bev, and magic exists in this world, but it knows that it kind of has to hide from humanity. So you have Bev, who's just walking around going, all right, I'm with this guy just to help him out. He pays my rent, and I just need to make sure that he doesn't die. That is, it's one of those like boss employee relationships where she's the one in charge more often than not.
Well, I mean, in real life, isn't she always more in charge than us? I mean, I don't know if you're married, but hey, this is.
I am married. She is more often in charge, and that's because she's more often right. I'm not saying
you're the pauper. Right. You're just yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, dude. I get it, man. As a 27-year veteran, yeah, yo, listen, guys, believe you. That shit that Steve Harvey used to say, happy wife, happy life. I used to be counter to it, but if you're counter to it, that means you're not going to be happy. So be happy. Opa! There's how my homie keeps doing Arcane Inkdustries. I cannot get over that name. I just love it. Anyway, we're going to get into that origin story too. But talk about the characters in this book that we need to start throwing our wallet at. Actually, let me take my wallet out of my pocket now, because let me just throw it to the screen and shit. Damn.
Well, with this book, these two characters, Tyus and Bev, are investigating a new phenomena that happened in Connecticut. Small church up in the backwoods of Connecticut. Yes, that actually exists. People who don't know New England.
Yes, there are some backwoods places there that you would not believe. You would think, like, isn't this modern times? Yo, I lived in Mass. Trust you me. There's some shit going on there.
New England is one of those really weird places. So
It
many
is.
people. It's like, oh yeah, it's just yuppie liberals all living around Boston, going to Harvard. I'm like, you have never been to New Hampshire.
You never been. I mean, and anybody that even says that about New York, you never been. Shut up, yo. Like, yo, you don't have no idea. I think you say that shit, you lucky if you get home.
And so with the following casework, small church struck, the altar is struck by lightning 7 times.
7 times.
7 times. So
and I love that number, because that's a significant number there too.
Exactly.
Hey, I like what you're doing. I already see it.
And so you have Titus and Bev investigating this. Bev's like, it's obviously magic. And Titus is like, it's the advent of a new god.
Ooh. So is it really that in your world, in your universe, the Holderverse? So when events happen like that, it means it's the birth of something new?
It can be.
Ooh, so crazy.
The second issue opened up like really hard. So like we had a one shot, and this is this 4th issue, it's confusing, is the 3rd is part 3 of 4 for Saving Grace. And issue 1 opens hard. It was in the Kickstarter preview for it. It opens with a school shooting. And
oh damn, you're trying to fuck around, bro. Like get people's emotions involved. And look at this beautiful art. So I can't wait to talk about your artists and everything. Look at this, folks.
Love the art. Like I can talk about the artist right here. This is Lucas Santos, who did pencils and inks.
Shout out Lucas. Wepa, hermano.
And he's down in Brazil. We found each other through, one of those online work for hire sorts of things. But it was one of those, hey, you're amazing. I took the first issue down to Terrificon, down in Mohegan Sun.
Yeah, Metallic, man. We're trying to get in there this year too.
And that was the year that Tom King, while he was writing Batman, was there. So I gave him a copy. I didn't give him a copy. I wanted to give him a copy. Okay. But Tom King wouldn't accept a free gift. So he doesn't. He's like, writers don't give books. I buy books.
Hey, yo, bro. Why does Tom sound like me? I've had people say like, yo, what's your shipping address? Can't you just send me a PDF if you want to send me something? I'd rather you sell that, because in the world of indie, printing is not cheap. So it's like,
it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not, and it kind of breaks my heart. While I love the offer, let me tell you, I'm a physical man, if you could tell from my background. But when it comes to independent creators, I know what that costs you. Give me that PDF. That's just a digital file. I would so much rather you sell those books to someone, and give it so it can land in a loving home, if you will. Not that it won't land in a loving home with me. But but when I'm not paying for it, I feel bad and guilty. I didn't do this to get good free shit. I did this to celebrate people like you and to help you sell books. So if you're giving me something, it's kind of counterproductive. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I will admit, I have given stuff away to like kids and the like teenagers.
Kids need this though. So that's God's work, because at the end of the day, this new generation doesn't like to read. They have a very short attention span. So we need to give them something to keep them in tune. Like, yo, this is made by a human. human hands appreciate it. I mean, look how gorgeous this is. This is not fucking computer work, people. Look at this.
This right here, I was so happy to
It's gorgeous.
see
And look
it
at the
come together.
panels. Oh my god, bro! You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels on one page. I mean, throwing me back to old school. I know you weren't reading comics before my day and age, but I'm just saying, you're throwing me into the old school. You have an old school soul, Jack. Is that on purpose?
It is a little on purpose because I love just I want to make every page tell its own story in a sense. Like, you always want the ending of a comics page to be like the ending of a major thought. Like,
Oh, deep. Love it.
and
Yeah.
so I will admit, working with artists, I love giving them full page splashes. Giving an artist a full page splash and saying you get to have some fun on this, and like making something that could be a print or a t-shirt, that is pretty sweet. But you also want to make sure, because once again, we're getting into that economy of space. And you want to make sure that the full story is being told. And this is where having a really good editor comes handy.
All right, I love that. You know, not many people bring up editors. So, how important was that to you to have an OG official editor on your project?
Editors make everything better.
Ooh, there you go, folks. Look for editors.
Well, here are the two jobs that are the most thankless and the most essential for people. Writers, because you're going to be footing those bills. Listen up. These are the things you can't skimp on. Editors, and here's the number one job that you think you can do yourself, and you're wrong. Lettering.
Oh, talk, bro. Because yeah, so true. I spoke to Janice Chang, and she's talking about how lettering itself is an art form.
Lettering is an art form. I have used the same guy. I have now done. Oh my god! I don't know how many comics projects I have now gone. I now have gone up into double digits in terms of comics projects across like Ashcan, short story, and full comics issues. I have used Micah Myers throughout all of them, and he's worked.
Shout out Myers, Wepa.
He has worked with Boom. He has worked with Dynamite. He has worked with Image. And
wait, how did you land him? Holy shit! Look at you.
It's the bane of the industry. Letterers can do really fast work, which means sometimes they're like, "Oh, I'm not getting paid enough. I need to keep looking around." And Micah and I now have this relationship because he and I have been working together for 5 years, where I'm like, hey, I need this full comic lettered in like a week. He'll be like, yeah, I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Wow. What?
Because he's got everything set up. Lettering is one of those things where it's like one part doing the new lettering, 10 parts relying on the amount of fonts and styles that you've already built throughout the course of your career.
Yeah.
And you'll see it at comics conventions. While you're strolling through Artist Alley, you'll pick up someone's book and you'll be like, the artwork looks amazing. And the story is probably intriguing too. And it's a great cover. And you open it up and you're like, I can't read it. I literally cannot read it. You have made this illegible. And if I can't read a book, I'm not going to buy a book.
Yeah, that's the truth. Listen, letterers, inkers, everything. Every small part of a comic book is so important to the overall look and value that it presents to people. I mean, it's a presentation, yo. So make sure you make that presentation look as crisp as possible, people. It's very important. because and let me talk about this because I mean you got this project, but then you're a vet. What is Return to Bethel? What is the scroll, the digital following, the arcane follows, the scroll set? My God, like yo, bro, how much work have you done in this time? I mean, you make me feel old, but then I'm seeing you work. I'm like, damn, bro, you a vet. What's up?
So I've been indie publishing since 2017 now.
Woo! Wow! Congrats, my brother. 5
Yep.
years in the
This
business.
is the fifth year, and through it all, I've put together a fairly respectable body of work. I have 3 print books that are short story and novel. I've got a 4-book series, which that's going to be the next project on Kickstarter to actually get the print run for it put together. This will be 4 issues with the following casework. I've got 2 issues, a graphic novella, and the first issue for Legends of the Realm. And I edited 2 giant interfaith comics anthologies, Why Faith and the Great Commandment.
Hey.
So between all of those, and you know how it is, year 5, you're at this point where you're like, I'm just getting started.
Yep.
I'm slowing down a bit right now, but that's because I'm a stay-at-home dad. And it's like, it used to be, you know what? I want to write 2,000 words a night. Now I'm like, I want to write 2,000 words
in a week,
not a month.
Hey man, salute to you for being that stay-at-home dad, because dealing with the kiddies ain't easy. So I get that, especially when they're so young as yours. So salute, to the little Holder, because I already see little Holder making comics in the future. Hey,
every day with her is a joy. Every day with her makes
so you're a girl daddy just like I am.
Yep.
Hey, me too. My little princess graduated graduated college. Guess the other day. Yeah, wait till you get there. I was a mess, and you're gonna laugh at this, Jack. There was this gentleman in front of me the whole time, and I told wifey, "Oh my God, I think I'm gonna bawl when I see her get her diploma." So this dude says, "Really? I'm gonna record you. Do you mind?" Little did I know that he's one of the teachers at Full Sail University that actually posted this shit on his on his YouTube channel, where Al Mega crying up a storm, like, "Oh my God, yo, Jesus, yo." I was in tears, but again, I don't give a fuck. I'm very proud of my little baby, and wish nothing but greatness for her. She's not involved in this side of the world yet, but when I started introducing her to awesome people like you, because she does design work, she would rather work in music, but I'm like, you have no idea what else you could do.
If you're in graphic design, you can basically write your own ticket and go into any field you want, because there are so many untapped potentials.
You're not lying.
Hi, everyone needs a professional designer.
Yeah,
everyone. You want to go to an accounting firm and help set up their website. They will pay through the nose for that.
Jack, you got to see when I show her some of my images, and I do it on purpose, just to be like, "Baby, what do you think about this?" And she gives me this look. Nah. I'm like, damn, yo, fucking my harshest critic. But at the end of the day, I appreciate the shit out of that, because I didn't get that education. So thank you for telling me it's not up to par, and watch how I fix it. You know what I mean? I'd rather have that. I love having that honesty in the family of people that are telling me, "Nah, no, that don't look good." Because when people celebrate you constantly, are they being honest with you?
No, like,
yeah, I know you need the motivation, but let's be honest.
My wife does she does almost like a give and take, going, okay, what does he need right now?
Okay. No. Give him the honesty 100% of the time, because that's what we need as creators. I tell my family this shit all the time. Some they tell me like, "Yo, Al, you're too loud." But guess what? People love me being loud, so I can't change that part.
she'll give me positive honesty. I'm one of those creators who's going to like sit down and cry and say, hey, everything I've done is terrible and I'm not great. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. You don't suck. Stop it.
Yeah, salute to Lady Holder. Wepa. You better let Jack know that he's the boss. I mean, when somebody says Jack Holder returns to Kickstarter, I mean, holy fuck. All right. It's like you're a legend and a boss in this. But before that, I mean, the following has nothing to do with Kevin Bacon, or does it?
No.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure because he had the following show, and I don't want people mixing this up with anything. All right. And let's talk about these tiers because people could support this amazing project for as low as $5 and get as high as 165, which obviously you're giving them the house and the bank right there.
Pretty
so talk
much.
about the pledges, bro. Talk to me, kiddo.
With all of these, it's finding new ways and which areas of our books that you want to dive into. Like, hey, I've already got the first 3 issues of the following Casework, but I want to make sure that I've got this next one perfect. Maybe this is your first time stepping in and you want to get all of the following Casework.
Woo!
Or all of our series, both following Casework and Legends of the Realm, jumping all the way up to like, hi, you want not just all of those, you want Why Faith in the Great Commandment, you want every comics thing that I've got here. That's what we're offering here, and that's one of the things I love about constantly returning to Kickstarter is you keep developing your library. That first successful one, dealing with the apocalypse, I'm like scrambling, trying to be like, oh God, what can I sell?
Literally.
The book. I have nothing. I will give you like a special shout out. Great. I will.
God, I'll shout you out. Yo, let me sell this book, son. Come on. I love it. I love it. I mean, and the whole awesome thing about your packages as well is it's not just digital. We're gonna have physical because again, I'm an old school man, and I need my physical copy I could hold. I don't want to hold my tablet because energy runs out. Guess what? If I pick up a comic book, there's no battery attached.
I agree, and with comics, there's a different feel. One of the major reasons why I'm in love with my Kindle right now is because I can hold a baby in one hand and a Kindle in the other.
Hey, I know. Like, hey, okay, kiddo, enough. And chapter 3 says,
"Yep, that has happened."
I've been there, kiddo.
Going like, and let me actually pull up this kid's book for you so I can read you to sleep because I can't bring your entire library, baby girl, on the road.
I want to ask before we go because again, let me say how much I love the damn name, yo, for real. Arcane Inkdustries. Talk to me. Is that your baby? When did you come up with this, and why this?
This came about 2016, and it's one of the few times where I stumbled upon a name. Like, I think I was reading Terry Pratchett in Discworld, where he got really punny all the time.
Yeah.
And so I was having fun with pun things, and I'm like, hey, Inkdustries, because I'd like to write a lot. And I'm like, oh. And so I texted it to my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, and she's like, but you're terrible at names, Jack. How did you come up with this one?
Damn, no credit at all. Like, good one, baby. Instead, like, damn, that's good, but you're horrible. How the hell? Damn.
Exactly.
That's an honest lady right there. Much love to Miss Holder. Whereby too honest, right? Sometimes.
Oh, just the right amount all the time. She knows me too well. She knows just. I dig it. She knows which buttons to push.
Yeah, I mean, don't all out, ladies. I've been married for a minute, man. Let me tell you, like, all right, you want me to trigger out? Watch this. Like they know, like, who you doing on purpose. Now that I know it's on purpose, I try not to react. 27 years, folks. That's what it gets you. He goes, "Oh damn." So what you say it like that? It's like, I don't know if the lady watching, but is that just too long?
No, that is
He
just.
said, "No, no."
I'm saying that is impressive in this day and age.
Yeah,
That
well,
is,
I met a wonderful queen that just understands me at times. Sometimes not, but that's relationships, right? And that's how you
exactly.
talk and you commune, you converse, and you get it done.
My wife and I both agree. Relationships are not perfect. They're work. They're just
It is.
worth it.
Yeah, works in progress, but always worth it because again, when you have somebody adamant on your side, that's a real partner. Like, for you to be able to go to your lady and be like, "Mommy, what you think?" and she to be blatantly honest, no. All right, that's real. Thank you. Because if you go to mommy will always say, "I love it, kiddo." And you probably put in the worst effort out there. So thank you to Miss Holder for being real. Because again, that is something that's very important for creators, I think.
Absolutely. And she'll be embarrassed about this, but every time I'm like, it's not Ms., it's Dr. Holder. I always got to say that for her.
Oh, she a doc? But Dr.
She's a
Holder.
rocket
All
scientist,
right.
doctor. Literal.
Apologies, Dr. Holder. I mean, that's right. Yeah. And you hold that over him right now. Tell him you better get to
Oh,
the
yeah.
doctorate of comics right now. Come on, let's join me, Jack. Be a
And
doctor of comics.
I do this because I get to embarrass her with this all the time. Like she would probably be like, "Yeah, I'm okay with Ms." I'm like, "No, no, no. You earned that doctorate. You
Yeah.
are a rocket scientist from
Yeah.
MIT."
And not just that. Imagine that though. Hi, look at me, my wife. She's a doctor. Yo, she's a rocket scientist. Oh, what do you do, Jack? Oh, I do comics.
I make pretty words.
Yeah, and even in today's day and age, they're gonna look at you like that. Like, wow, what? You do? Isn't that for kids? Now that's when Al Mega will pull out the soapbox out of his ass and be like, "Yo, motherfuckers, this is what comics is. All right, so stop it. Stop judging." But bro, you nothing but an awesome guest, right? You got this awesome project. Let me bring this baby back up because, I mean, people need to be reminded how close. I mean, you already did it, right? You done did it. But I gotta scroll a lot because he shared a lot in this. Check it out. He's at 1884 with $1,500 goal with 78 backers, 63 hours to go, folks. I mean, what would happen, Jack, if we get to 2000? Would anything special happen?
Every backer is gonna get 2 extra amazing indie comics.
What?
Yeah. If we get to 2000, we're gonna get works Nightwolf #1 from Rob Maltari and Conceptual Heist #1.
Folks, right there, folks. Yo, let's get them to 2000. That way you could get those extra books. It's right there. You see it? Look, right there. Okay, my finger could only point so much, but there you go. Kickstarter project, Arcane Inkdustries. Oh, God. What, dude? That fucking name, bro. What happened when you told your wife Inkdustries, though? Really? Besides just saying, you really came up with this for yourself. I mean, what led to that word for you?
What led to that word with Inkdustries was, you know how at the end of every like company name, it's either like limited or company.
LLC company. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly. So I would see like Arcane Inc, like Arcane Incorporated. And then I'm like,
Okay.
Arcane Ink Inc.
Oh,
And it's like, well, IN, so it would be industries. Oh, Inkdustries. And I'm like, damn, that actually would be interesting.
yes. Yo, listen, I'm a fan of this type of stuff where people's wordplay on things like this. So, yeah, yo, for real, you landed an Uber winner. When I saw it, I said, damn, that is so clever. I love it. So, good kudos on you. I can't believe no one has used this before.
And because no one's used it before, I'll be going to conventions and it'll be like, Arcane Industries, you're coming this way. I'm like, Arcane Industries is totally a different company, dude.
Yeah, but if you want that, buying, nuclear weapons, that's elsewhere. This is Inkdustries. We're gonna bomb your mind with beautiful art and words. That's what we do here at Inkdustries. So I dig it, my brother. So last words. What type of advice would you give any other Kickstarter creator trying, or even crowdfunding person trying to just step into the game? I mean, because here you are, you made me feel old from when you started, but you've been kicking ass ever since you started. So salute to you on that. What type of words you have for anyone trying to step into the game too?
I give this advice all the time, and every time it's true. It's don't be phony, but you gotta be nice. Be nice to everyone. Al, you know this, especially in indie comics. This is a small industry.
Yes, it is.
And
Don't be an asshole.
yeah. Like when I edited my 2 anthologies, I have probably close to 60 creators involved in these.
Wow, really? 60?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And with 2 rules define the entire book. 2 books. Quality of the art and the story always has to be up here, and don't be a dick. Like from those 2 rules, we had atheists, we had Christians, we had Jews, Muslims, we had Dungeons and Dragons in these 2 books, all talking about their own faiths. But because they respected those 2 rules, people buy these books because they know that the atheists aren't going to say, and all Christians are stupid. And they're not going to see Christian books that are saying, and this is how you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Like, that is all you need. It's not all you need, but with those 2 rules, you start developing an amazing reputation online, which means that people will actually talk you up when artists are like, hey, should I work with this guy? Yeah. They're willing to share your campaign a lot more and actually talk it up. And you're not going to get bad articles written about you from like bounding into comics or comic book research.
All right, thank you for bringing them up. I just want to say fuck you guys as well, because these motherfuckers even try to come up with some shit with us. Again, this is why your site is whack, people. Stop with the divisiveness and show love, all right? Because that's where it's at. Because I love talking to people like Jack. I love talking to everybody. And they hate that shit because they want to keep so close to their stupid narrative that it doesn't allow for real creative freedom, if you will. It's like, yo, shut up. You like what you like, and that's fine. But me, I'm here to celebrate creatives because I can't create a book like you, Jack. And like, yo, I'm in awe. Flower time. Thank you, Jack, bro, for just being brave and bold, to put yourself out there, to put your creations out there, to even discuss it with your lady and be like, mommy, what you think? And for your lady being real. And just for all of that, like, you're a real person, really trying to create some fun shit. So just thank you. Thank you for wanting to take me out of the real world sometimes and have a good read and good fun. That what makes people like you so special, my brother. So again, bounding in the comics, people may send us some hate, but guess what I could say to that? Toma for you, all right? Middle finger salute to everybody that supports that website, because at the end of the day, if you read that shit, it's just trash because they want to divide. I'm not about dividing. I'm about uniting. Because at the end of the day, man, I mean, we're all working hard to create things for different people. And everyone could enjoy what they enjoy because comics are for everyone. If you don't like it, you shut the fuck up and talk about what you like. I mean, that's my opinion. You laugh, bro, but I always come off like this to people. Like, I don't give a fuck what you hate. Tell me about what you like. I'm not here to argue with you about what you hate. I will give you a laundry list, but that's just a waste of my time and energy. Why should I talk about? How about this is what I like? How about you? That's it. And that's why I love it. So, my kiddo, last one here as well. Are you gonna do any conventions this year? Can we see you anywhere? Can I get a signed copy? Can I get a signed copy of something from the Holderverse? That's what I want to know.
Oh, you absolutely can.
Hey, where are you going to be at?
So first off, I try to sign most of the things for Kickstarters just because.
You do? Oh, that's dope. Awesome. Thank you.
But if you actually want to hang out with me and talk it up, like I did 4 conventions in 5 weeks in April across in Maine, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island.
Holy shit, bro! And you're still not frazzled? Look at you. You look normal. 4 cons in 5 weeks? That's crazy. Which ones you did?
I did 2 new ones. Retro Expo down in Tiverton, Rhode Island. Monster Expo halfway to Halloween, which was over in New Bedford.
Okay.
We did the Bangor Comic and Toy Convention, which is going to be in Portland next year.
Okay.
And we did Wicked, which is from the guys who...
Oh, you did Wicked? Yeah, but the OG founders of the Boston Comic Con did Wicked, a new show.
And they're going to do that again. That one was good.
My brother, I was there when they sold that show. I was there the day they announced it. I was live on the floor like, holy shit, they sold the show. And then I also know who the people are behind that because as a Massachusetts, person, not native, because again, I'm from New York, motherfuckers. I'm a Yankee fan to the core and a Giant fan. Don't hate me. But I went there. I know who the owners were. I was very excited for them because they made so much bank when they sold the show. But I'm also very happy that apparently X time could pass so you could start something else.
We had to run out the non-compete. So
yeah, and good for them though, because from what I understand, my brother, they actually did a very comic-centric show. Finally, something that's missing.
Wicked was extremely comic-centric. You had people like Ron Mars, Tom Snigoski, Ron Murphy, Sarah Richard.
We've interviewed the first 2 you stated.
Good. And I'm excited that they're going to do it next year
as well. I mean, I really wish I was in Mass because shit, y'all killing it in the Northeast with cons. I'm here in Florida. I'm waiting for MegaCon in 2 weeks. We're going to have some Uber giveaways. So any independent creators watching right now, you included, if you want to send some stuff to get eyes on your goodies, we'll do giveaways. So send some stuff my way because we got giveaways for our fans in MegaCon Orlando to a Geek Fest, Film Fest, Comic Crusaders booth. We got goodies, yo. We got technology, we got toys, and we got comics. Epa. Get ready, folks.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna be taking like May and June off from conventions. Get us back to normal. We are not gonna be at San Diego. My daughter's birthday is July 23rd.
Oh yeah. You don't do that. I mean, when I went in 2019, it was wifey's birthday weekend, but the fans paid for me to go. I'm like, baby. They need Almega San Diego. Can you forgive me for this one? And she forgave me, and that's what a good woman does. Thank you. Thank you,
yeah.
Man. Shout out to my wife, Rellis.
But we're gonna do Plastic City, which is
that's a great con too. I know my boy John from there too. Big John, he helps with that one. He's
Johnny
also, yeah, bro, because he's also Roy Thomas handler. So I know John.
Oh, John Cimino, yeah.
Yeah, Cimino, yeah, there you go. They're awesome dude, bro. So much energy. And I remember I had bought like a quarter of the new Teen Titans one for him on a big deal. And my PayPal wasn't going through because the internet sucked. I'm like, bro, I can't leave until I know this went to you. I was about to leave when I got the message. It hit. I'm like, John, this is mine. Look. He goes, all right, take it out. But Joe, shout out to John for real. Awesome dude. I mean, that should prove to you I was in Mass, right?
Yeah, because it's Plastic City. It's one of those great secrets.
It is.
It's in a town that you're like, that doesn't exist. Fitchburg, Massachusetts.
Why the hell is a Fitchburg?
Exactly. but we'll also be down at Terrific Con, which is
Oh,
another.
you are Mitch Halleck in Connecticut. Wepa!
Yeah, it's so exciting because, of course, you had to take 2 years off. But Terrific Con, you would think a convention in a casino would not be going as well as it does.
That shit is fire.
It
I've
is
been there.
amazing. I've
been there
love
twice.
Terrific Con.
I've been there twice. I don't gamble because I'm not a gambling person. I work too hard for my money. but just going from the Comic Con perspective, they do. Mitch Halleck puts on a hell of a show, and to think that's a one man show. He puts this shit together. So salute to Mitch. Like, yo, for real. And the people that you get to work with you. But I know who's putting it together at the end of the day. So Mitch, bro, salute to you. My boy Bud's gonna be there, and Logan too. So watch out for my Crusaders, yo. I'm gonna send them to your booth. Do you know your booth number already?
I don't know my booth number yet, but I'm gonna keep heaping praise on Mitch because he's one of those few guys that knows how to even bring in movie and TV celebrity guests.
Yes,
you don't feel screwed as a comics creator.
No, you don't.
This show.
Even Gary Summers for Northeast Comic Con too. He does some fun stuff. It's toys, it's comics, it's actors. I mean, thanks to Gary, I got to see the late great oh my god,
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. Bro, I mean, yeah, bro. I cried that day when he passed, folks. I'll make a shed a tear for Gilbert because he was definitely one of my comedic heroes. Very funny. I cried. My wife's like, "Are you really crying?" I'm like, bro, it's fucking Gilbert. Shut up. Yes, I fucking cried. We keep losing too many people. We just lost George Perez. We lost Neil Adams. I mean, and these were mainstays of those Northeast cons, and now you will be missed. May God have you in His glory. God bless. Thank you, guys. Neil, George, everyone that's passed for everything you've done. This is why it's important for me to talk to people like you, Jack. You're creating these universes. You're creating this entertainment. And I know you're going to be one of these big future stars one day. And before I go, Casework. If you had a choice of doing this on any other platform other than a comic book, what would it be? He's thinking, oh shit, wait a minute.
Netflix TV show.
Hey, even though they're losing subscribers, it was all right.
I don't care that they're losing subscribers. Like, what I love that what Netflix and Disney Plus have done with these, you may hate the companies, but what they have done with certain things like pop culture, like Disney, pretty much owns my childhood. They own a lot of people's childhood.
Yeah,
but think about what Netflix was able to do with their animation departments. Castlevania. Are you kidding me?
Dope. Yeah, I mean, again,
bro, you made video games, TV shows that didn't make you want to shoot yourself.
I come from a generation of anime films. I always tell this to people. So for me to see Castlevania, which is basically just an anime film broken up, because that was not meant to be a TV series, I think, the way that it was created.
No, it does feel like movie spread out.
I mean, but because of people's attention span nowadays. But then I grew up with Violence Jack. I grew up with Fizzle North Star, Akira, Urosaku Doji, Ninja Scroll, all that shit. Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? I grew up with movies. So I'm not used to the shows. Like the only show I've acclimated with that I actually enjoyed a lot of was One Punch Man. But again, that's also making fun of comics. You know what I mean? So that's why I like it. It's like, okay, now you're going to create this character to make fun of our asses. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not going to hate you for that.
You're telling me you haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I have not watched it. Yes, I am telling you that, Jack. And again, like I said, I have a list. I have a list. I'll make it time so limited because it's work, podcast, vidcast, family time. And then on a weekend, I have to wake up at 7 a.m. So and my wife says, "Why the fuck do you wake up so early on Saturday?" I'm like, baby, as much as I like to hold you, I need to catch up on a lot of things. So you don't, you watching your things, you control the TV, please. This is my quiet time to actually take notes about what I'm digging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, please allow me that. I don't mind waking up. I'm used to it anyway. I wake up at fucking 5 a.m. every day for work. So for real, I'm like, I'm good. Don't you worry. But Jack, yo, you've been on, but awesome. So a salute to you. Salute to the lady. Thank you for what you do. Folks, you've been watching Comic Crusaders. So I want you to first keep supporting the hell out this project. 63 hours to go. Kickstarter right now. Arcane Inkdustries, the following casework. Issues 1 through 4, you get them in print, you get them in digi, but guess what? Just throw it in and you could get them, all right? Most importantly, and check out everything that the big homie has done on arcaneinkdustries.com. Dope website, dope product, independent to the core. That's what you got to support nowadays. It is independent golden age. I keep telling y'all that. So make sure to support people like this because they are the future. These are the names that you're going to be seeing in your big 2 books eventually because, they're going to run out of people so hard. They're going to be going like, Jack, I'm begging you. Can you write for me? DC or Marvel's going to be saying. So it's going to happen. And then Jack's going to be like, how much of a cut am I getting if I do something new? Epa! Talk about it, Jack. I know you got something to say. He's like, motherfucker, you can't leave me like this.
Well, you know how it was after Image? It was you get yourself established through the indies. You go to the big 2, but it was literally just so you can get known by those big 2 fans bases. Now they know your name, so now you're coming out.
Now you can go back to indie and they'll support your project because he worked on Marvel and DC. Okay, it's almost like you need that as a stamp or seal of approval. And folks,
so many fans, yeah. And by the way, DC, Marvel, you want to know why no one's creating new characters for you anymore? It's because we know that we don't get any cut of that.
Yep.
We're not. The amount of new characters that even just from the last few years have come out that you now have so many films and movies that you are kind of grasping at the bottom of the barrel. I'm not disparaging these characters at all because they are absolutely wonderful. But America Chavez, going in there.
Please don't let me get into that because as much as I enjoyed Doctor Strange, as a
no spoilers. I haven't seen it.
You haven't? All I just want to say, which is something you may know of, but there's supposed to be a Puerto Rican character, and you cast a Mexican person to play it, and you didn't even use Puerto Rican dialect because she uses words that only Mexicans use. So it's like, okay, so you're trying to tell me she's Puerto Rican, but she doesn't even talk like us. Marvel's casting director, you're on notice. You fucking suck because you apparently have no idea of the differences and nuances of Latino characters. So you know what? You know what I give you? This one too. Another middle finger salute for the casting director that does not understand. I give it to 50 Cent. 50 Cent does power. And when he casts a Puerto Rican, he casts a Puerto Rican. When he casts a Dominican, he casts a Dominican. When he casts a Colombian, he casts a Colombian because even he said, they talk so much different than Mexican. Thank you for noticing.
And it's so I'm sorry. It's harder for me to even take this. I didn't know that, but casting director, you're Marvel, which means you're Disney. Which means you could have called up Lin-Manuel Miranda.
And you're also New York. Exactly. You're New York. So, Marvel was in New York. So tell me, how could you not know what you New Yorkers are made of? And that's what bothered me so much. She did a wonderful role. No hate. It's not her fault. She's a great actress. She did wonderful. It was fun. But even she should have said, Puerto Ricans don't talk like this.
Yeah.
At least know that we don't say way. We don't say orale. You know what I mean? We just don't say that shit. It's not in our context of speech. For real.
No, you say that, I'm thinking Fluffy Iglesias. I'm not
and Fluffy, he Mexican, he could say all of that because those are his words. Absolutely, and no hate. I love all my Latinos because again, that's why they killed Pedro Albizu Campos. He was trying to do the Latin Union. That's another podcast. But I understand it. But I just wish the casting directors would as well because 50 Cent got it right. It's important to me, that Central American speech versus Caribbean speech. So again, different, folks. Notice that and appreciate that.
And then that the casting director probably looks a bit like,
and that's fine. If they're Mexican, they wanted to cast a Mexican, but at the end of the day, the character was not that. So at least even if she wasn't that. White. Also that. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, understand that you may have cast what it was, but if this character is this, make sure that they speak in that way. That's all. Because I think that Spider-Verse got it right with Miles Morales. When the Puerto Rican mom was talking, she used Puerto Rican words, or at least our dialect, New Yorican, as most people would call it. And I'm like, holy shit, she sounds like my mom. She sounds like someone in my family. Thank you. Little small things like that are very important. So, but I know that a creator like Jack is going to always take things like that into consideration. This is why I need you to check out his work, Casework, following Kickstarter. He returns, folks. He returns. Eva! That means he got some good shit up his sleeve. And if you don't believe it, please show the love, show the support. All right? And so with that, I'm Al Mega. Thank you for tuning in to another Comic Crusaders podcast. Check out the extended family Undercover Capes outside the panels. Check out everybody because we're killing it. But most importantly, check out Jack Holder, bro. Ink.pub, the following. All right. I need you to check out everything. Check out the website one more time. Kickstarter projects, Arcane Inkdustries. I can't say Inkdustries. I fucking love that name. The following Casework 1 through 4. Check out the website, arcaneinkdustries.com. Not .co, not .net, .com, folks. Show the love and tell them that Mega sent you. All right. And with that, thank you, Jack. I'm Al. Hasta la próxima. Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.